there is growing cases of surgeries and all of that. So I just couldn't deal with the hypocrisy, to be honest with you. To be a actor and become a bigger actor in here, you have to be slimmer, younger, more popular. You don't have to be a better actor to be a bigger actor. So basically, I can't be working all my life because of insecurity. I don't want to do work if it doesn't inspire me anymore.
Hi Radhika, welcome to The Quint, and thank you for making the time to speak with us today.
Same, thank you.
Radhika, you're an actor. When your name is attached to a project, people immediately expect great things out of it. Okay, they do. Do you feel the pressure?
No. I mean, very rarely you get a chance where the film really relies on, like, really sort of sits on your shoulder and, like, you have to. That hasn't happened for a while.
Are you happy where you are professionally today?
If you ask me if I had a dream of where I would like to be, say, 5 years ago, that's not where I am at the moment in my career, and but I think that's probably for a better reason. For example, I always thought that the films I want to do will come to me. Right. And I would probably be commercially viable or whatever that is, to be able to say that I want to do this film, and that'll happen. But that doesn't happen. And I think that's a better thing, because I've been trying to say no to work that I like. After COVID, I think my priorities have changed. Yeah. And I feel that I don't want to do work if it doesn't inspire me anymore. Yeah. And inspire me in the sense that it has to inspire me as a person. The subject needs to inspire me. The people needs to make sense. I want to work with people who are good now. I don't want to just work for the sake of working. Yeah. So I'm saying no to a lot of stuff, which is very scary. But I'm trying to be brave, and actually I'm happier.
Yeah. I mean, the pool is already smaller. That's what you're suggesting, right? The content that you're being offered is already not of your liking. So
not very exciting. What I've been offered is not like blowing my mind. Let's just say that.
Right. If I could take you back to the first day you faced the camera, do you remember that day?
Yeah, actually I do. I remember the day and the moment where I decided that this is what I want to do. Yeah. There was a film called Ghomala Aslahava, and there was a scene which was a one shot scene where basically I'm in this small house, and this guy has come to fix something. And I go to him, I speak to him, he tells me something, I say, I'll get you a cup of tea. I go, I get a cup of tea, then he wants something else, so I go and I get something else. And the camera is moving with me the whole time. Right. And in that small journey of 3 times I get him stuff, I fall in love with him. That was the scene. Okay. The camera was with me the whole time, capturing my face the whole time, and it was changing with every second. And I remember, I thought that was the best companion and best confidant. And I was like, I want to be doing this.
From there, you of course moved on to doing some amazing projects, series, films, etc. Do you have a sort of a checklist when you're picking a film and saying yes to certain series and films?
No, not really. A lot of work I've turned down recently would be something I would never turn down 5 years ago.
Like what?
I can't tell you what I turned down, but in a sense, I never had a checklist. See, there are different priorities at different times, right? Sometimes you want to love the subject. Sometimes you want to work with certain people. Right. Sometimes you want to shoot in wherever they're shooting. Sometimes you need the money. Sometimes you need commercial viability. So there are lots of different reasons why you do a certain film. Right now, I'm feeling quite saturated. I want to like it only.
So like you said, you wanted to be commercially viable when we started the interview. You spoke a little bit about that. So when you started off, you picked certain kind of films, certain kind of series, and everyone started to look at you like that. So are you finding it difficult to kind of break that mold and get into commercial films?
No, not really actually, because I have been offered big commercial films before. Not too many, but a few. Right. And I didn't want to even entertain or engage because I didn't really appreciate the content. I feel that whatever we do, we have a responsibility, and I don't want to be a part of something that I really, really am against as a person. I just cannot do it. I cannot sell my soul that much.
So what is the one thing that's a complete no-no for you?
I don't know. I mean, it's a subject. Like if you're celebrating objectification of women, if you're celebrating disparity, or you're celebrating something like that, I don't want to do it. You're celebrating murdering people, I don't want to do it. Murdering people for a different way. You know what I mean? So, because there's some people I know, I've heard horror stories of, I don't want to work with them. Yeah. So things like that. But and again, this is in every industry, in every field. It's nothing to do with film industry. Yeah. So such a certain where I draw my line.
Yeah, I guess everyone needs to be a little more conscious about doing this.
I think so.
But are there any projects that you kind of regret saying no to, or maybe not regret or feel, oh, I should have just done that film?
Well, I do feel that lately, for the last 3 years, because I've been saying no to a lot of work, when that work comes, I'm like, it doesn't look all that bad. But now that I've seen it, you see, you're a freelancer, you're insecure. You're prone to be insecure a lot. And it's a part of your day-to-day life, feeling vulnerable, insecure, jealous, and miserable about future and concerned about your future. But I think at some point you have to understand it's just a part of your life and move on. You've taken decisions for whatever reasons you felt at that time. I have never regretted a decision, actually. So you feel pinched sometimes, but that's it.
We could, as people, be insecure about where we are. Do you think you're like in a rat race? Do you kind of check on what your contemporaries are doing, or you're in a content place and you're really secured where you are today?
I was in the rat race for sure. I never wanted to be. So when I came to Bombay, I didn't want to be a part of that at all. And I didn't realize when I became a part of that. For the last whatever years, I was working relentlessly, trying to be visible, trying to be doing lots of things, and it really burnt me out. And I think during COVID, I realized that I was so happy to not do anything. And then I realized that, so I don't work because I love the work. I work because others are working. So the moment others are not working, I don't feel any pressure of not working. So basically, I can't be working all my life because of insecurity. So I realized that I will only take projects that I really like. I'm not here to become a huge star. I really love performing. And so I'll wait.
Radhika, you and Benedict have been together for about 12 years, I understand. What do you think does a relationship need in order to create or sustain a semblance to what it used to be, or if not that, or ensure that a relationship still stays alive?
I think we as individuals change all the time. Who I am today, I wasn't 2 years ago, I wasn't 5 years ago. And so when you meet somebody and you decide to be together, you're not going to be the same person for the rest of your life. And I think the most important thing for me is to accept who I am, give myself complete freedom to change, to want different things, to explore different things. And I give that freedom to Benedict, and Benedict gives the freedom to me. We don't own each other. We want to be with each other every day, for who we are that day. We're very open, honest, and we are very accepting of each other. Yeah, I think we have a very equal equation.
You had spoken about there were a lot of projects that you lost out to younger actors. Has it changed for you now? And why do you think that was happening back then?
No, I think I'd become quite sort of agitated and upset about, not upset because I just, we all talk about accept your body for what it is and and then there is growing cases of surgeries and all of that. So I just couldn't deal with the hypocrisy, to be honest with you, because I have grown up also feeling extremely insecure about my body and about my face, and feeling that I have a stubby nose and I need a better nose, or my ass is a bit too big, or I'm a bit short and my calves are a bit rounded, or my breasts are a bit small, or my cheeks are too big, or whatever and that is because of what impression we are constantly being given. And I feel like, how can we be responsible for giving the same to the people growing up? So I feel we have a huge responsibility, and I was just sorry, a little bit depressed, thinking that if you're a cinematographer and if you want to excel, you have to be a better cinematographer than you were to excel. But to be an actor and become a bigger actor here, you have to be slimmer, younger, more popular. You don't have to be a better actor to be a bigger actor. That's what bothered me, because I was lacking inspiration. And now I've chilled out a bit. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. It's fine. I'm trying to learn different things, and actually I'm much happier. So that's good.
What are the different things you're learning?
I'm learning script writing.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean that I'll write anything that'll get made, because I'm terrible at it right now.
But you're learning, like you said.
I'm learning. It's extremely exciting. It's bloody hard work. I think writing is probably the most difficult thing in filmmaking. My respect for writers have just grown so much more. And they're the least paid, least respected, not well treated people in this industry.
Radhika, the current environment that we live in, it's quite sensitive, right? Like, people have fragile egos. The sensibilities have sort of if it doesn't match somebody else's, people say, hey, let's not watch this actor's films, or let's just boycott this actor. And I think it's a really polarized environment that we're living in today. You as an actor, if you want to say something, do you self-police a lot for self-preservation that, hey, I'm not going to say this even if I want to because I don't know what's going to happen next?
Sometimes I do, very sadly. It's very sad because we are one of the biggest democracies in the world, and freedom of speech and freedom of expression is absolutely necessity. And I think across the world we are becoming intolerant. It's not just India, I think across the world, everywhere.
Okay, so like we're talking about the things that aren't okay in the industry or generally in the world. If there was one thing amongst many, the first thing that comes to your mind, if I had to say, what's the one thing you would like to change about the Hindi film industry? What's the need of the hour?
I'd like people to come on time. I'd like people to pay on time. I'd like people to be fair and be a bit equal. But again, I'm saying that this is our industry, this is India, this is actually everywhere. Punctuality is not everywhere, but it's only in India.
In terms of women actors and male actors in the industry, do you think there's anything different than the way women actors are treated in comparison? Or do you think, okay, we're coming to a point where it's getting there, like we're taking a step ahead?
I don't know how these big actresses are treated. I'm sure they're treated really well. And I don't know what they feel about how they are treated compared to the similar male actors. Yeah. The male actors I have worked with, if I'm working with a star, then no, I'm not treated necessarily similar way, in the sense that, I mean, timings and dates and stuff revolve around the main actor more than mine. But that's just because they're bigger. If they were not bigger, they will revolve around me. So I also know that some other new actors are getting their dates screwed over if my dates change. So what I'm trying to say is that it's about bigger and smaller.
Thank you so much, Radhika.
Thank you so much.
Hey, did you know that as a Q Insider, you can get early access to our exclusive interviews and also get a sneak peek into whom I'm interviewing next? And that's not all, you can also send in your questions for your favorite celebrities. Well, all you need to do is click on the link in the description below and join a fabulous community of members.